Tzu Chi volunteers provide emergency aid items to affected residents in Los Angeles. Tzu Chi volunteers will visit Mozambique to find ways to improve children's education. Headlines, I'm Maggie Tai. Thank you for joining us. 1 month after the Take Fire in Los Angeles, the local government continuously invited charity groups to provide emergency aid to affected residents. In early November, Tzu Chi Northridge volunteers were invited to hold multiple distributions at a local gym in Santa Clarita.
After residents evacuated from their homes, life became a challenge. To help them, the Los Angeles municipal government invited more than 31 charity groups, providing emergency aid and support in the gym since early November. Jingsi aphorism has been promoted worldwide for 30 years. It opened many people's heart.
So happy to see this book, and you give me the information, the heart, and I feel good. And when I open the book, I open my heart and receive the message.
Tzu Chi Northridge volunteers also visited those affected residents who expect an insurance return.
You see that opening there, a little bit?
One affected couple, David and Amy, lost their home due to the power cut during the fire.
So I went to turn this on and to
try to spray water over
Yeah.
there, yeah.
but
Not enough pressure.
The couple learned to stay strong under difficulties and became kinder person to others.
I know my husband and I were saying, like, we need a support group with everyone who lost their homes because, you know, until it happens to you, you don't understand.
Yeah, so, you guys can start, then we support you.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
In California, the Mountain Empire community is a rural area in southeastern San Diego County, where most of the residents there are retired or disadvantaged. San Diego Tzu Chi volunteers host regular medical outreaches in the area to look after and safeguard their health.
My mission is to make sure that Dharma Master Chen Yan's mission is accomplished, and that so many people, and especially in our backcountry, they get forgotten.
Mountain Empire, which sounds like a rich and abundant land, is actually a corner of San Diego County that is often forgotten. The closest hospital, located in La Mesa, is about 70 miles away. Tzu Chi volunteers Mark and Lori Ostrander has asked the foundation for assistance to provide routine medical outreach in these parts to safeguard the health of these local residents.
I feel good, actually. I came in with a headache that I've had for 3 days. The headache's gone, and now I got a pretty smile. They fixed my cavities in the front, so that was nice.
Tzu Chi for a very long time already. My family has known them. I took their Chinese school when I was a young kid, and so I feel it feels good to give back to, especially back to Tzu Chi. So.
126 medical staff and volunteers are here on this day, serving 81 patients who are mostly retired or the disadvantaged.
Much better, yeah. I feel relaxed and my back's not bothering me so much. And
traditional medicine doctor Linda has volunteered for the past 3 years with Tzu Chi.
Because I know the benefits of acupuncture, and I know it can really help them to function better in their lives and have a better quality of life.
At the free clinic, the medical checkups include dental vision and acupuncture, and the sounds of laughter and songs are also heard.
It's really a friendly place. People are very nice, and most people are smiling. You know?
Though they are here to receive medical treatment, the local residents also take home with them Tzu Chi's love and know that they have not been forgotten.
Last year, northern Thailand was flooded by torrential rain. Tzu Chi volunteers in Bangkok went far to carry out disaster relief, and their care lasted until now. Volunteers went to Nan Province to visit different households planning to host winter aid distributions in late November.
กรมอุตุนิยมวิทยาออกประกาศการเข้าสู่ฤดูหนาวของประเทศไทยอย่างเป็นทางการปีนี้คือหนาวกว่าปีที่แล้วและหนาวนานกว่าปีที่แล้วค่ะ
According to the announcement of the Thai Meteorological Department, Thailand entered its winter season in mid-October. The forecast temperature of this year is lower than that of last year, and the duration is also longer. Especially Lan Province, northern Thailand, is one of the directly affected areas.
It's very cold in November and December. It's really cold.
Flooding occurred in Lan Province last year. Volunteers were mobilized to care for the affected villages until winter aid distribution.
Thank you, volunteers, for their assistance in helping us to care for the villagers in Dutai Village and Kumkra Village.
We have more than 8,000 villagers in our Dutai village. 20% of them are impoverished.
Ask your son to take you to the distribution venue to get the aids.
Thank you for Master Chen Yan to care for me.
Dharma Master Chen Yan worried that Thai villagers do not have enough blankets in winter.
Today we come to visit, planning to distribute winter aids to you. After the visit, we are going to send aid materials to 1,039 low-income households, which is the last winter aid distribution this year.
In early November, Tzu Chi volunteers in Thailand began to prepare for winter aid distribution. It is expected that 3 distributions will be hosted on November 30th and December the 1st in Nan Province.
At present, we have prepared 8 different things to distribute, including winter quilts, rice, with 10 kilograms per household, toothbrush, toothpaste, soaps, oil, soy sauce, and washing powder.
With Tzu Chi Thailand chapter is going to host winter aid distribution in order to send the blankets from Tzu Chi volunteers all over the world to the affected villagers, giving them a warm winter. Tzu Chi held distribution after the strong earthquake hit Mindanao Island in Philippines. Many eye patients in the Tzu Chi Free Clinic in Manila donated their money to the affected residents because they understand the struggles many encountered in life.
After the strong earthquake hit Mindanao Island, many Tzu Chi volunteers fundraised from others to help the affected residents. Romeo, who is also one of the affected residents, borrowed money from his friend and donated the rest of it after keeping just a part of it for his trip back home.
Since I am also one of them, I could understand the feeling as refugees.
Most of the patients in the eye clinic center are not wealthy. However, they still want to make some contributions to the affected resident from the earthquake.
I'm so happy I'm very glad to see our patients who are willing to make donations to help others in need.
Within one morning, they have fundraised 4,000 NT dollars along with many priceless wishes from the patients.
The Indonesian class of the Marketing and Distribution Department of Tzu Chi University of Science and Technology has 25 students from Indonesia. They learn through hands-on experiences how to turn the simple farm products into economical and reusable resources.
The students of the Indonesian class of the Marketing and Distribution Department of the Tzu Chi University of Science and Technology are learning how to plant tomatoes, a popular fruit in Indonesia.
After the students came to learn this, we hope they will become the seeds. They will learn all these skills and bring them back to Indonesia. After they return home, they can innovate these simple farm products and put them to use.
The students also learn how to process these farm products into dry fruits or other processed products. Nur Fatwan Muhammad from Indonesia really loves the way where they can learn and apply immediately.
The agricultural technology in Indonesia isn't advanced, so if I can learn all these, I can improve the quality of agriculture in Indonesia. My dad and mom are farmers, so all of these are very suitable for them.
The seeds of job steers can also be made into a string of beads. When these students learn to upgrade farm products into something else, they also improve the values of these products, and they will be able to improve the agricultural economy in their hometowns.
There's a high rate of illiteracy in rural areas of Mozambique. It is because poverty leads to hunger, reducing children's desire to go to school. After the cyclone died, Tzu Chi volunteers went to an elementary school to care for the children, but they found that the classroom was empty. They were visited at the end of October this year to distribute rice grain to solve their immediate problems.
In August this year, Tzu Chi volunteers visit an elementary school in Mozambique. However, there were no students in the classroom. Tzu Chi volunteers went there in October again. This time they visited the village directly and found a 7-year-old elementary child.
She only wrote 1 page in this notebook. I just asked her what she wrote. In fact, she only wrote some single word like VU. Yet she can't read it. She only said that it is her homework.
Although it takes only 15 minutes to go to school, she is so thin that she can't even walk that far.
She can't go to school. She may not even have the intention. Even if she goes to school, she can't pay attention because she is hungry as there is nothing to eat.
It should be the feet that run on the playground. However, she can only step on the dry land on barefoot every day. Volunteer takes off her shoes to really feel the torment the kid is feeling.
It is 42 degrees Celsius now. You see the bottom of my foot is already red. It just takes 3 seconds.
It should be the hand that holds a pen. She can only pick up the whole now. As the elder sister at home, she is the only manpower available.
She's only 7 years old, but is not tall. It should be because she doesn't have enough food to eat. She works in a farm with her mother and has already developed calluses on her hands.
As it is now the dry season, food is even scarcer. Mario, who is 9 years old, is living with his grandfather. He eats corn flour every day and is absent from school for 2 years already.
He's 9 years old already, but we can't communicate with him because he cannot understand Portuguese. He can only speak local language, although may not be very clear. Sometimes local volunteers are not sure what he's talking about.
Poverty and hunger hinder children's chance of learning. Volunteers distribute rice grains to solve their immediate problems. They have also made an agreement with the children to meet them at school next time.
Zhejiang Tzu Chi volunteers held a scholarship distribution for 84 care students from EU. Tzu Chi volunteers not only provide scholarship but paying family visits and encourage students to write letters with them every month. They hope to understand the students' needs through letters.
Tzu Chi mobilized 200 volunteers to prepare the scholarship distribution ceremony in Yiwu. Some students arrived early at the venue, so they tried to help set up in the kitchen.
I helped clean up the dishes since I arrived early, so I asked them is there anything I could help with.
Some students put up volunteer vests, sharing their own experiences to encourage others.
By doing this, bring them confidence that they feel they could overcome any upcoming difficulties.
Tzu Chi not only provided scholarships, but also arranged some activities. Volunteers shared Jingsi aphorism with these students, which were the first time, and the reaction went well. Tzu Chi also launched a monthly campaign encouraging students to write letters with them every month.
I could feel the love from reading this letter. No one has ever written a letter like this to me before.
We hope they could feel the love and care for our handwritten letters what we wrote, let the love read in their hearts.
Volunteers also visited care students' family, giving them some grains, passing on love and care to their family.
You come to visit me every year, no matter rain or shine. I'm very grateful.
Singing the song, which was written for volunteers, it warmed each other's heart and created a happy atmosphere here in Yiwu.
More than 30 Zhanghua Tzu Chi visited patients in Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital. Many of them learned to be grateful of what they have after seeing patients' situation. Ms. Chu, who is a 7th grade student, learned to be grateful for what her grandmother did for raising her up. Now these students have grown from their experiences.
35 years old Mrs. Wu has to undergo a surgery due to ectopic pregnancy. Her husband accompanied her in the hospital.
We had hoped for a new addition to our family, but I'm very grateful for the effort my wife put into it. I'm thankful for her, and I will be here for her.
Many Tzu Chi came visit them in the hospital. They were deeply moved by Mrs. Wu's strength when she underwent the physical and mental struggles. One of the Tzu Chi is a 7th grade student. Her mother was not by her side since childhood, and she was raised by her grandmother.
She was overwhelmed by the mother's love, which also made her think of how her grandmother took such good care of her.
I'm very grateful of what my grandmother did. She raised me up and giving all of her to me.
Tzu Chi split into 6 groups, visiting different patients in the hospital. They send their well wishes with a small gift to the patients, making the patients feel happy and warm.
I'm grateful that I'm healthy and I want to make some contribution to the society.
I'm very happy to meet you guys today. I came from Tainan and I'm here for a surgery.
70 years old, Mr. Huang has a sinusitis and has to undergo surgery. He was very touched and pleased seeing these youth volunteers came up to care for him.
Tzu Chi held a handcraft course to encourage young people to become more passionate in life. This is the 2nd course at this particular venue. Students from the 2 classes came together in Taichung to make eco-friendly flowers and tubes for pens.
Students were carving tubes for pens carefully. This volunteer teacher worked with them one by one to do this work.
With this hand, slightly move it over here.
It's not easy to do it, although it seems easy, seeing teachers' demonstration.
Step by step, such as carving and polishing, this delicate pen is eventually completed. It needs a lot of patience and time. All of these pens were made from rotten driftwood.
看到那种笔其实是用这种废弃的树枝做的。
看不出来，对，因为很漂亮啊，感觉不出来是用废木材在回收的。
We only have limited resources on this planet, so we have to be more sustainable. For instance, we could turn this into tubes for pens.
At the other side of the venue, the teacher was teaching products of eco-friendly flowers. She took out the materials from her bag.
This stuff was found in recycling stations since it can't be recyclable. It's a pity we can't reuse these materials.
The teacher turned snack bags, tea bags, and plastic straws into beautiful handcrafted flowers. Although it seems easy to make, it requires a lot of patience.
Initially, I tried to finish it as soon as I can, but it turned out the quicker I worked, the worse it was.
Yes, I can see it clearly. They take slow steps.
These students learn to make things more sustainable through doing handicrafts. Now they can cherish everything in their life.
Today we visited 5-star hot spring resort in Japan, which has invested $7.3 million in a geothermal plant that provides energy to rooms and the restaurant. It is one of the first to generate its own power, now generating 70% of its own electricity. The restaurant also promotes zero waste as it carefully stores kitchen waste. This means the hotel doesn't need to pay garbage disposal fees.
Karuizawa in Nagano Prefecture, Japan is about an hour's drive from Tokyo. It's a favorite summer resort and winter spa for many Japanese people. The meandering stream and endless geothermal energy are the new energy sources of this spa resort.
This is the hydroelectric generator.
This hotel has been using hydroelectric power for nearly 100 years. The founder of a logging company started the hotel, and because there was no electricity available in the mountains, decided to introduce hydroelectric generators from abroad to self-generate electricity. Now it's the third generation of the hydroelectric generator. Geothermal energy around the hotel is a valuable source of energy. Geothermal power plus hydropower is enough to cover 70% of the hotel's current electricity use. It is the first and only hotel in Japan with its own power plant. It took $7.3 million to install geothermal power plant, though this has paid for itself in 3 years. The visionary operators of the hotel are not looking at short-term profits, but the future potential for sustainable development.
This hotel relies on power from nature. Hoshino Resorts had this land. It believes that it is important to have symbiosis between nature and humans. Natural energy should be used to achieve zero emissions. This is why we pursue green energy and why it should be done satisfactorily, regardless of the time we need to spend. This also allows our guests to have a higher level of satisfaction.
In the kitchen, staff are busy preparing for today's wedding banquet. Food scraps and leftover food are carefully classified into different buckets. This hotel has the only restaurant in Japan that has 25 categories of garbage and zero kitchen waste.
We have divided leftovers into 4 baskets. If the food has any moisture, it should be put here. But before putting it here, we should check to see if there is any plastic or any metal. We must prevent these things from mixing together.
Even kitchen waste is included in the recycling effort, as this Japanese resort is very careful about separating into 4 different buckets to ensure the quality of waste recycling. At the rear of the hotel, there is also an environmentally friendly space that has been specially preserved.
Here is the raw food. The area next to it is used paper. It's all going to a nearby pasture.
Taking care of their own garbage includes spending a lot of time in collection and sorting. The first lesson for each new employee is garbage classification. Zero garbage and waste are concepts that Japan has been promoting for many years. Now many are finally becoming committed to this initiative. At the heart of this movement is a desire in everyone's heart to truly cherish resources and willingly pay for the cost of sustainable development.
Tzu Chi Kaohsiung volunteers organized over 600 back-to-school clothes to send love to Sierra Leone. Take a look and see you next time.